The first reason is because most people who start businesses are absolutely crazy, and I can prove it. So I want you to think through every single person in your high school class, and now I want you to picture which one of them started businesses. And you already know it's the bonkers people, and I'm speaking from experience, no hate on entrepreneurs. I'm a business owner, I've built multiple businesses, and you have to be a certain type of person to start a business. Your normal, everyday person is not going to start a business. They're not. They're going to get a regular job. They're going to have a normal life. They are not going to put themselves through the crazy risk and the stress that being an entrepreneur entails. Second reason is because business is really, really hard. And anyone who tells you otherwise is just trying to sell you something. This is not easy. You have a team to manage. You have taxes to take care of. You have everything in your head all the time. How am I going to get customers? How am I going to sell them? How am I going to keep them? How am I going to increase my prices? What should I charge? This. There's like a million things in your mind constantly, all the time. You feel like you're carrying the whole world on your back. And it's no wonder why, whenever things are really hard, that it can make us feel a little miserable. But the third, final, and biggest reason is what we like to call the orphan spirit. So the orphan spirit is this belief that we have seen that's inside of every single entrepreneur, including myself and hundreds of other business owners that we talk to. It's this belief that you have to do everything all by yourself. It's this belief that it's you against the world, that no one's going to help you, no one's coming to save you, and you got to carry everything on your back, and if you drop it, you are screwed. And the ironic thing is that these are often the traits that get us to start a business in the first place. And so in a way, I actually shout out to the orphan spirit. I appreciate it. It was the thing in my life that really led me to take some of the steps that I had. And, if we're honest, it might be because we were really scared and we needed to provide for our families, and we could see no other way to do it. It maybe was because we had something to prove. We had some daddy issues or some mummy issues. Speaking on behalf of a friend, of course. And deep down, I think it leads to so many of us who run a business to feel just totally alone and isolated. And even though this is the thing that can get us to start our business, very often it's the thing that holds us back. Whether it comes to scaling our business, whether it comes to holds us back in our personal relationships, maybe in our marriage, in our parenting. And it can leave you feeling very, very stuck. Because orphans are not great at making friends, because they think that everyone's an enemy. And it can leave you in a pretty isolated situation. And so I'd love to read a verse from the Bible. This is in Romans 8. And it says, "You were not given a spirit of slavery to fall back into fear, but a spirit of adoption, by which we cry out, Abba, Father." And just before that it says, "For all who are led by the Spirit of God are sons of God." Something crazy is happening in the world of entrepreneurship. I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you've seen it online. I'm sure you've seen it with some people in your life, where people are starting to come to this realization that they can't do it alone. And that realization is actually, in a weird way, driving loads of people to explore faith and to explore what it would look like to build their business with God. And I've been on this faith journey for 20 years. And, I used to come to forests like this and walk around, and I just had so many questions about every area of my life, and I had no idea what to do. And I found that there was a space, there was a way for me to connect to, you can call it your higher power, you can call it God, you can call it whatever you want. And it made all the difference in my life. Because once I started to address this orphan spirit and connect with, in my perspective, God the Father, I was able to lower the fists down and start to truly enter into relationships with other entrepreneurs and truly enter into relationships with other people in my life. And I stopped running around thinking that I had to do everything by myself. And I stopped running around thinking that this was all on me and I had to do it all on my own strength. The reality is you don't. We believe so strongly that God has called people to be entrepreneurs. They're not normal. Like, no one wakes up one day and they're like, oh, yeah. Just out of nowhere, let me decide to do this. We believe that's something that God has put inside people's hearts. And, you know, when entrepreneurs really start to get their head around this, they're like, wait, God cares about my business. God cares about my customers. God wants to actually walk with me on an entrepreneurial journey and hold my hand and guide me every step of the way. They're like, wait, I thought that like God was just over here in this little like Sunday church box. I didn't realize he could be in every part of my life. And the reality is he cares. The reality is he loves entrepreneurs. He loves businesses. In the New Testament, it talks about, why did Jesus come? Jesus came to build the kingdom. What does it mean to build the kingdom? It just means to make earth look more like heaven. And we believe that business and entrepreneurship is at the forefront of making earth look more like heaven. It's solving the world's problems. It's working with people. It's providing jobs. It's providing opportunities. And it's pushing forward this thing that you have inside of you to bring it out and to share it with the world. So those are the 3 reasons we believe entrepreneurs are miserable. We'd love to invite you into this idea of not doing it alone. Love to invite you into this idea of building with God. And if you are curious in any way at all about what that could look like, we've got a bunch of free resources for you. It's in the link below. The community is called The Fellowship, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in there, including a 15-minute start to your day where you can just get really, really clear and try to connect with God to see how he wants to help you. So, yeah, that's it. You don't have to do it alone. And we're here to help in any way that we can. Cheers.